So, good day everyone. Our topic for today is about critical thinking and problem solving. Let's read first the quote for today. My father used to say, "Don't raise your voice, improve your argument," by Desmond Tutu. Another quote here is from Francis Bacon. Read not to contradict and confute, nor to believe and take for granted, nor to find talk and discourse, but to weigh and consider. So now, where do we usually use critical thinking? First is in school, when students do their assignments, their outputs, or their research. For example, when doing RRL. So to do this, a student have to say their main point. So they have to review countless number of studies and then to put it in a word, in a better sentence. Next is in the workplace. For example, the lawyers. So to defend their client in the court, they have to review countless number of laws that would prove the innocence of their client. So to formulate well their argument, they use their critical thinking. And now let's define first what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. What are the importance of critical thinking? First is universal. So we use it everywhere. What job we may have, what course we have, or whatever status in our life. Next is the self-reflection. So we use critical thinking so we can evaluate ourselves objectively, not just relying with our intuition or gut feeling. What are the benefits of critical thinking? So it includes creativity. So things that are beyond our imagination can be reached now and put into an action. Next is decision making. So we decide better by weighing circumstances and not overwhelmed by the instances we face. Last is that it enhances our problem solving skills. So by using our brain often, solving by doing critical thinking, along with this is the improvement of our skill. Aspects of critical thinking. So first is disposition. Good personality is necessary. So it's important that a critical thinker is open-minded and not scared to from other opinions, open to accept different opinions and respect the evidences presented by other people. Next is criteria. There must be a guide for critical thinkers to follow. It will serve as their blueprint to think critically. For example, formulating an argument. It should be fact-based, so there are numerous evidences that would support your argument. Third is argument. This is the main point of the critical thinker. It is important that to formulate an argument that is backed by numerous evidences, just like the previous one, not just an opinionated one. Fourth is reasoning. It is drawing conclusions or making predictions based on the knowledge the thinker collected. It may be a deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, or abductive reasoning. Next is point of view. It is important to view things from different perspectives. For example, there is a box. An individual must not just look at the front, but to look at the back as well, even the side of the box. Lastly is procedures for applying criteria. Various procedures are used when doing critical thinking, like asking questions, making judgments, and identifying assumptions. Moving on, there are three core constructs of critical thinking and problem solving. So first is effective reasoning, then decision making, and problem solving. Let's dive in first in effective reasoning. It is where we create claims backed with evidences with no logical fallacies. For example, I created a claim that Palawan is the largest province in the Philippines in terms of land area. So I will back this claim by data of land area of Palawan from Philippine Statistics Authority. So Philippine Statistics Authority is reliable source. So I can back my claim well. And next is in decision making. We make decision not solely relying with just our gut feeling. We accept different options and review it following a criteria, whether what is the best option with minimal risk. For example, I want to choose what school to enroll in my masteral in psychology. So my options are first is University A, second is University B, last option is University C. So my criteria in choosing university is high passing rate in the psychology board exam. Second is tuition have a reasonable price. And lastly is it has good reviews from the students. In problem solving is the ability to identify the problem. We plan to solve the problems back with an alternative plan B or plan C, and to evaluate after the plan and solution that has been made. Next is there are 7 steps in problem solving. First is to identify what the problem is. Second is to define the problem that you have to solve. Next is to form a strategy, developing many plans. Fourth, organize the information you collected. And then allocate your resources. If it requires a lot of time or there are money involved, it is necessary to consider these things. So next is monitoring progress. You have to see for yourself that the solution you have and executing is making a progress. So if ever it does not, you can reevaluate your current strategy and make a new one. Lastly is to evaluate the result. Was it the was it the best solution that you have, or did it go well, like that? Thank you for listening and watching.